Hi everyone, Anthony Streaktano here, the internet's busiest music nerd, and some sad news hit the internet recently. Very sad, depressing news. The world is over. No, seriously, actually horrible things are happening right now, and you should be freaking out. But on the less catastrophic end of all of it, in my opinion, is my recent score of the new Denzel Curry The Scythe album, which I Oh, you didn't hear that? I gave it a yeah. The score was somewhere in the ballpark between not quite the 8 that I guess people have come to expect, regardless of what it is I am reviewing related to the great Denzel Curry, lyricist extraordinaire who has masterminded many a fantastic record over the years, in my opinion. One of the most consistent artists on the rap landscape for the past 10 plus years. A guy whose future I am still very much excited for past this point, but the fact that I was not as wowed by this new Scythe album apparently has been enough for some people's bubbles to pop. Which is funny because the last time I addressed this very topic on this channel, I kind of got the sense that everybody was like increasingly getting annoyed with me and were just pissed off that I kept giving Denzel an 8 and was not giving him any other scores. What do you want from me? What are you asking for? I thought you wanted some kind of variation or whatever. I thought you were tired of the same thing happening again and again and again and again and again and again and again. It turns out you liked the 8s. You liked that. That's a thing you liked. You just wanted me to keep doing that. That's actually what you wanted. I really need to stop listening to you guys, or at least taking the stuff you complain about seriously on a surface level, and presume that whatever it is you're demanding, you actually subconsciously desire the opposite. Because when you actually get what you've been begging for this entire time, you just get unreasonably mad at me. Look, if you really want what's kind of my own personal read on this, to be honest, I think the streak is still intact. I don't think anything has changed, even though Denzel Curry has put this project on the internet with his name kind of being first and foremost, plastered onto it, either on streaming or literally on the cover of the album. You could see it right there in the top center. Hilarious, considering like there are people who have been pissed about me about kind of like labeling the review after his name, even though the project is primarily named after him. I do understand that is probably influenced by the fact that that's just like how the streaming platforms work now, and putting it under Denzel's name was most likely going to lead to more exposure for it. I get it. But like still, at the end of the day, I view the Scythe as a group project because that's mostly how it was marketed and pitched to us. And even though Denzel was maybe the most prominent voice on the record, there seemed to be just as much input from the rest of the group collectively. And there were a number of songs in the track list that I couldn't really envision landing on a Denzel Curry project if this were actually like a solo effort. So I don't view my having not loved the new Scythe project as a signifier of anything other than that I thought this opening record from this new collective of artists was pretty decent. There are some great tracks there. There's some good cohesion. And if they continue to release music into the future, I would hope to hear something that essentially has a bit more of a collective identity to it and more focus as well. And what would also be great, maybe a sound that would make the Scythe distinct from anything else each of the artists involved are doing on their own, at least a little bit. And look, the fact that we did not get that packaged perfectly is not really a surprise to me on this first go here, because the Scythe consisted of a bunch of different artists who have been around for years at this point and all have their own catalogs and careers and distinct styles and approaches and vocal deliveries and flows that they've all been working with for so long. And if the Scythe is to continue to succeed as a collective, they're going to have to figure out as a collective what making that all work together means. chains to the point where they have a bit more of a distinct sound and can pull together more than 8 or 9 tracks of material. So no, again, I don't really view this as like a streak stopping event. And I still think everyone involved kind of side questing into this new venture over here with this album was a pretty cool thing. But I think that's everything I have to say on this topic, honestly. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'm sure that you will. Over here next to my head is another video you can check out. Hit that up or a link to subscribe to the channel. Anthony Fantano, The Scythe, Denzel Curry, 8, Streak, forever.